JBNN will keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, woman shot dead, husband and the son escaped death in Westmoreland. A businesswoman was shot dead while her husband and son narrowly escaped death when they were attacked by gunmen at Cooleytown District in Paradise, Westmoreland on Saturday. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Chantel Codner-Whittingham, otherwise called Pookie, from Brighton District, Little London in the parish. It was reported that around 3:30 p.m., Codner-Whittingham, her husband and son, had driven into the community and parked when they were approached by 4 men armed with guns. Police said the men opened gunfire at all 3 occupants of the vehicle. The husband and wife went in different directions, and the gunmen chased and fired shots at them and then left the area on foot. Codner-Whittingham was found suffering from gunshot wounds to her head. The other occupants escaped unhurt. She was transported to hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Elderly woman stabbed to death in Hanover home. An 8-year-old woman was found stabbed to death at her home in Top Kendall, Hanover on Saturday night. It is understood that the woman, a returning resident, was found with several stab wounds by relatives. The deceased has been identified as Patsy Allen, a retired nurse. Information received is that relatives discovered the body of the now deceased lying in a passage in her house with what appeared to be stab wounds. The police were summoned, and Allen was taken to hospital, where she was confirmed dead. The body was later removed to the morgue pending a post-mortem examination. No suspect has been identified in connection with the killing, neither has a motive been established. 59-year-old woman reportedly stabbed to death by her brother in St. Anne. A 59-year-old woman was reportedly stabbed to death by her brother in Thickets District in Discovery Bay, St. Anne on Saturday. The deceased has been identified as Lynette Brady of Thickets District, Discovery Bay in the parish. According to the lawmen, around 5:30 p.m., Brady was attacked by her brother, who allegedly stabbed her several times. Police sources said that when residents learned of the incident, the brother was set upon by an angry mob, which inflicted several wounds to his body. The police were called to the scene, and the brother was rescued from the mob and Brady taken to hospital, where she was pronounced dead. The brother remains at the hospital under police guard. A motive for the killing has not been ascertained. Taxi operator robbed of licensed firearm at funeral in St. Anne. A 71-year-old taxi operator was robbed of his licensed firearm after leaving a funeral Saturday afternoon. The brazen incident occurred in broad daylight on the premises of the Runaway Bay Tabernacle Church along the Runaway Bay Main Road in St. Anne, police reported. Information received is that around 2:30 p.m., the elderly man had just left a funeral service inside the church and was about to enter his motor car when he was approached by a man. Police said the man pulled a gun, held up and robbed the operator of his licensed Glock pistol with a magazine containing 12 9mm rounds. The gunman then escaped on foot in the area. A report was subsequently made to the police and an investigation was launched. Cops point to turf war as fragile Gregory Park Peace Steel shatters. Fears that a rival gang leader was using a fragile piece of cord to entrench and empower himself was what enraged armed thugs who staged a murderous attack on residents in the war-torn St. Catherine community of Gregory Park on the weekend, law enforcement officials have theorized. Thugs, seemingly devoid of mercy, and some carrying jugs of gasoline and Molotov cocktails or makeshift petrol bombs, invaded the community early Saturday morning, unleashing a barrage of gunfire and setting fire to at least 11 houses located at 17 and 44 Walkers Avenue, the police and the residents report. The St. Catherine South Police Division said it is prepared for a possible reprisal attacks and has vowed to track down those involved in yesterday's incident. As we carry out our investigations, we will pursue every lead to neutralize these gangs. We will not allow them to dominate our space and carry out their acts of violence at will, declared Deputy Superintendent Upton Nicholson, acting commander of the St. Catherine South Police. Nicholson acknowledged that police in some parts of Gregory Park is a challenging prospect because of informal cluster of houses erected behind zinc fences. However, Deputy Police Commissioner Fitzbailey has sought to assure residents that the police, with assistance from the Jamaica Defence Force, will increase deployment to the area to ensure their safety. We have to look at our deployment strategy and all of that. But I believe right now as we speak, there are adequate resources there now to bring that level of reassurance to the citizens, he said late yesterday. The Gregory Park attacks came on the heels of a series of double and triple killings in recent days that have threatened to reserve the fall-off in killings this year. Jamaica recorded 786 murders between January 1 and July 29 this year, an 11.8% decline year-on-year, according to the latest statistics published by the police. Bailey, who heads the crime and security portfolio, acknowledged that the police are concerned about some of the recent double and triple murders, as some of the victims were not the intended targets. They might go for one person, but they don't care who else is there. These criminals don't take any precaution. Like how law enforcement has to be very cautious in the exercise of their duty so that they don't injure bystanders, he reasoned. These guys have no such concerns. He urged citizens to be cognizant of the persons they keep company with. Gregory Park is now under a 48-hour curfew, which began yesterday at 6 p.m. and ends tomorrow at 6 p.m. Delinquent motorists to be served electronic warrants. Justice Minister Delroy Chalk is again warning delinquent motorists that with the pending introduction of electronic warrants for those who don't pay traffic tickets, the police will soon be able to immediately arrest them once they are pulled over on any given day. Chalk issued the warning as he addressed a commissioning ceremony for 93 new Justices of the Peace for St. Catherine at the New Testament Church of God in Britain in the parish on Thursday. The issuing of warrants electronically will come months after the new Road Traffic Act came into effect on February 1, 2023, with increased penalties for road traffic violations. Chalk said the police will be able to access the outstanding warrants for motorists while conducting spot checks across the island. The team have been tracking all those persons who get traffic tickets and haven't paid, and we're looking out for them, declared Chalk. We're shortly going to have warrants issued electronically, and it will be on the website. And not only on the website, but when the police stop you and bring up the driver's license, it will immediately show if you have a warrant outstanding. And police can arrest you there and then, because the police can pull down the electronic warrant, he informed. Since the new Road Traffic Act came into effect, there have been some snide comments relative to some of the applicable fines, which have been labelled as being excessive and being part of revenue collection measure by the government. But the claims have been denied by many government officials and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Chalk insisted on Thursday that the government's aim in implementing the new road traffic regulations is to ensure that order is maintained on the nation's roads. And it's not that the government, I repeat, wants the money. What the government and what the people of Jamaica want is for discipline and order on the roadways. But yeah, some people believe that at them run things. They must go ahead of all the other drivers on the road. They must break the line and misbehave. But the new road traffic act will be taking care of many of them, stated Chalk. PM breaks ground for $907 million Sheffield Palms housing development. Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Friday broke ground for the $907 million Sheffield Palms housing development in Retreat, Westmoreland, being executed under the National Housing Trust (NHT) Guaranteed Purchase Program. The project will provide 62-bedroom housing solutions to Jamaicans in the first phase. The first 30 units are expected to be completed by March 2024, while the additional 30 houses will be delivered to homeowners by September 2024. The overall development, comprising 24 acres of land, will bring 113 housing units to the market. It will include paved driveways and parking areas, a stormwater drainage system, potable water distribution network, and connections to sewer infrastructure, among other things. PM Holness noted that the houses are intended for civil servants and mid-management persons employed in the tourism sector. So, once you're within that income bracket, you should be able to easily afford one of these units, he said. Meanwhile, Holness is encouraging more developers to partner with the NHT through the GPP to provide housing solutions for Jamaicans. Under the program, which was established in November 2018, the NHT agrees to purchase for its contributors all or portions of the units in housing developments done by real estate developers. This approach seeks to leverage efficiencies within the private sector to deliver housing units faster and at lower cost. The Guaranteed Purchase Program is a very good project, and we're encouraging more developers to come on board to take advantage of it, Holness urged. He emphasized the importance of accountability and adherence to agreements under the GPP. Sometimes developers come on board and say, yes, we can build. They sign on to an agreement and then change their minds afterwards and don't want to fulfill the agreement, and that we can't have, he pointed out. He warned that contracts will be pursued through legal means if developers fail to fulfill their obligations. I am stating clearly that the NHT will maintain a very strict posture in these agreements and will carry all our contracts to court to be adjudicated if the contractors do not perform, and that should be absolutely clear, Prime Minister Holness said. He said that the government will protect the interests of the Jamaican people and maintain the integrity of the NHT. We protect the trust, meaning the funds that the contributors put in. So it won't be a situation where contractors can feel that because it's the government, they don't have to. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.